At one point, they were the faces of Hollywood, the leading men and women whose names alone could sell out theaters and stop red carpet traffic. They were flawless, magnetic, and larger than life, the kind of stars that made you believe fame came with eternal perfection. Their smiles lit up movie screens, their style set global trends, and their charisma made them seem completely set for life. But as the years rolled on, time proved it doesn't care how many awards you've won or how many magazine covers you've graced. The pressures of fame, wild lifestyles, surgeries gone wrong, health battles, or simply the natural passage of time have left once golden stars in terrible states. From fan favorites who fell from grace to aging icons struggling to keep up with Hollywood's beauty machine, these transformations are shocking. Here's a jaw-dropping look at 20 actors who have aged terribly, then and now. Sit till the very end of this video. Number 20, Melanie Griffith. In her younger years in Hollywood, Melanie Griffith was the embodiment of Hollywood allure, the sultry, golden-haired beauty who lit up the screen in Working Girl and Body Double. Her natural charm and soft, expressive face made her unforgettable. But as the years went by, the pressure to preserve that youthful glow became her undoing. Hollywood is merciless, and Melanie, like so many before her, fell into the trap of chasing eternal beauty through the surgeon's knife. At first, the changes were subtle, a touch of filler here, a tweak there. But soon, the woman who once captivated audiences began to look like a stranger. Her once warm, expressive features grew tight and frozen, her lips plumper, her cheeks unnaturally smooth. The delicate lines that once told stories of laughter and life were replaced with the waxy perfection of overdone procedures. Fans who had admired her for decades were left in concern. In later interviews, even Melanie herself admitted regret, revealing that even she struggled to recognize herself in the mirror as she got older. It wasn't just her face that had changed, it was her identity, her confidence, her spark. Number 19, Steven Seagal. Once upon a time, Steven Seagal was the embodiment of cool, the ponytailed martial arts master who moved with lethal precision, breaking bones and egos in blockbuster hits like Under Siege and Hard to Kill. His swift Aikido moves and calm, commanding presence made him a force both on-screen and off. But the man who once kicked down doors with ease has since become a shadow of his former self. Age crept in quietly at first, but years of physical strain and unchecked indulgence began to take their toll. The once fit and agile Seagal ballooned in weight, and his signature martial arts grace was replaced with labored movement and visible discomfort. Fans who remembered his lightning-fast fight scenes were shocked to see him struggle with the simplest stunts, often relying on camera tricks or body doubles to disguise his lack of mobility. Today, Seagal's once legendary swagger feels heavy and tired. His commanding stride has slowed to a shuffle, his once sharp features now buried beneath the years. Number 18. Tara Reid. There was a time when Tara Reid was Hollywood's ultimate party girl, blonde, bubbly, and brimming with promise after her breakout in American Pie. But fame's glare can be unforgiving, and Tara's youthful glow began to fade faster than anyone expected. Years of public scrutiny, drastic weight loss, and constant pressure to stay relevant left her looking far older than her years. Her once healthy, radiant appearance gave way to a frail frame and hollow cheeks that told stories of exhaustion and struggle. The red carpets that once welcomed her became rare sightings, and the roles that once poured in disappeared altogether. Hollywood moved on, and Tara was left with the haunting echo of what could have been, an example that beauty and fame are fleeting currencies in an industry that loves youth, but forgets it just as quickly. Number 17, Mickey Rourke. He was once the definition of rugged masculinity, a smoldering mix of talent and rebellion in films like 9½ Weeks and The Wrestler. But the man who once turned heads for his good looks became almost unrecognizable after years of plastic surgery. A string of ill-advised cosmetic procedures meant to repair damage from his brief boxing career left his face stretched, swollen, and distorted. The chiseled jawline and piercing eyes that made him a heartthrob were replaced by a mask-like visage that bore little resemblance to the star he once was. Though Rourke remains unapologetically himself in performance, there's a tragedy in his transformation. Hollywood's brutal beauty standards and how far even the strongest spirits will go to defy age went wrong for him. His story isn't just about surgery gone wrong, it's about a man who lost his face trying to hold on to his fame. Number 16, Corey Feldman. In the 1980s, Corey Feldman was Hollywood's golden boy, the mischievous, bright-eyed star of The Goonies, Stand By Me, and The Lost Boys. But behind the youthful charm and effortless charisma lay a dark reality. Fame came too early, and adulthood came too hard. Years of personal battles, public scandals, and substance abuse took a visible toll on him. The once fresh-faced teen idol aged faster than time itself, his boyish spark fading into weariness. His face, once full of youthful mischief, now carries the weight of survival and disillusionment. Despite his efforts to reinvent himself through music and advocacy, the industry that once adored him has largely moved on. Corey's story is a painful example on how the same spotlight that makes stars can also burn them out, leaving behind only the flicker of what once was. Number 15. Meg Ryan. Regarded as the queen of romantic comedies, her smile lighting up classics like When Harry Met Sally and You've Got Mail. She was the girl everyone fell in love with, effortless, charming, and real. But as the years passed and the pressure to stay youthful grew unbearable, Meg too turned to cosmetic enhancements. What was meant to preserve her beauty instead altered it, softening her familiar features into something almost unfamiliar. The expressive face that once conveyed every emotion became stiff, her trademark smile losing its warmth. Hollywood, cruel as ever, moved on, leaving Meg caught between nostalgia and reinvention. Today, she lives mostly out of the spotlight. Her once iconic image has faded. Number 14. Lindsay Lohan. With The Parent Trap and Mean Girls, she captured hearts across the world, her charisma and natural talent undeniable. But fame, excess, and relentless media attention proved too much too soon. Years of hard partying, legal troubles, and substance abuse began to erode both her image and her appearance. The freckles and glow that made her America's sweetheart faded into pallor and weariness, her once lively eyes dulled, her features hardening with age far beyond her years. Fans were heartbroken, watching the girl who made them laugh and cry transform into a tabloid headline. Critics, once full of praise, now spoke with pity, lamenting wasted potential and self-destruction. Even as Lindsay attempted multiple comebacks, the industry's faith in her had wavered. Many couldn't reconcile the vibrant teen star with the fragile woman she became, and it was terrible. Number 13. Valerie Perrine. In the 1970s, Valerie Perrine was magnetic, the sultry starlet who stunned audiences in Lenny and Superman. Her beauty was unconventional, yet irresistible. Her performances bold and unfiltered. She had a spark that made her unforgettable. But time, illness, and the cruel demands of Hollywood aged her harshly. Decades of fading roles and health struggles began to take their toll. Her once vibrant face, defined by sharp cheekbones and an impish smile, grew frail and lined, her movements slowed by the effects of Parkinson's disease. When she appeared in rare public photos, fans were shaken, some in disbelief, others in sorrow. "That can't be Valerie," many murmured, remembering the dazzling woman who once commanded the screen. Critics, too, were struck by the passage of time, some reflecting somberly on how Hollywood's obsession with youth leaves little room for its aging icons. Yet, beneath the visible frailty remains the same fiery spirit that once defied the odds. Number 12. Ozzy Osbourne. Once dubbed the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne was a rock legend who seemed indestructible, the wild frontman of Black Sabbath, famous for his untamed voice, outrageous antics, and chaotic brilliance. But time has a cruel way of humbling even the fiercest spirits. Years of hard living, relentless touring, and substance abuse left Ozzy's body battered and frail. The swaggering icon who once commanded stadiums now moves slowly, his voice trembling, his health visibly deteriorating. Parkinson's disease, coupled with decades of excess, has taken its toll on his mobility and speech. When fans see him now, frail, hunched, yet still defiant, their reactions are a mix of heartbreak and awe. Many can hardly believe this is the same man who once bit the head off a bat on stage. Critics, too, have noted the tragic irony, the immortal rock god brought to his knees by time. The worst part is that his aging is not just physical, it has also terribly affected his health and relevance in an industry he was once a king. Number 11. Charlie Sheen. At his peak, Charlie Sheen was Hollywood's golden bad boy, handsome, witty, and effortlessly charming. From Platoon to 2.5 Men, he had the world at his feet, but beneath the swagger lay self-destruction. Years of scandals and public meltdowns turned his career into a spectacle. The once fit, sharp-tongued actor began to look worn and weary, his energy replaced by fatigue and frailty. The Sheen that once defined him, both literally and figuratively, began to fade. Fans who once quoted his winning mantra watched in disbelief as he spiraled. His gaunt appearance and erratic behavior shocked the world, marking a dramatic fall from grace. Critics who once praised his comedic genius now pitied his collapse, calling it one of Hollywood's most tragic self-implosions. When Sheen later revealed his HIV diagnosis, it added another layer of pain and reflection to his story. Time, addiction, and illness left him aged beyond his years, a man haunted by the chaos he once glorified. Today, Charlie Sheen's legacy is both a warning and a tragedy. Number 10. Priscilla Presley. As the woman who captured Elvis's heart and defined elegance for a generation, her porcelain skin, high cheekbones, and graceful charm made her a timeless icon. But over the years, the pursuit of youth proved unforgiving. Priscilla's natural beauty became increasingly altered through a series of cosmetic procedures, some reportedly botched. Her once soft, expressive face began to appear tight and unnatural, the familiar warmth replaced by an almost doll-like stillness. Fans were heartbroken. The woman they'd admired for her poise and authenticity now looked like a stranger. When she appeared at public events, social media buzzed with shock and sadness. What happened to Priscilla became a recurring question among longtime admirers. Critics lamented that another Hollywood legend had fallen victim to the industry's obsession with eternal youth. Still, behind the transformed exterior remains a woman of resilience, one who has endured unimaginable loss and scrutiny. The truth is, Priscilla Presley's aging is both tragic and deeply human. Number 9. Nick Nolte. In the 1970s and 80s, Nick was Hollywood's embodiment of unrefined charisma, a man who looked as if he'd been carved from rebellion itself. But time, heavy living, and personal battles caught up with him. Decades of alcohol abuse, legal troubles, and the wear of hard living left him weathered beyond his years. His once handsome face became deeply lined and rough, his hair wild and unkempt, a reflection of a man who'd lived every inch of his life without restraint. When that infamous mugshot surfaced, disheveled, tired, almost unrecognizable, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Fans were stunned. Critics called it the fall of a golden man. Yet, in a strange way, Nolte's transformation only deepened his legend in a way that almost ruined what his legacy from his early years was. Number 8. Lara Flynn Boyle. In the early 1990s, Lara Flynn Boyle was the epitome of mysterious beauty, sharp, striking, and effortlessly cool. Her breakout role in Twin Peaks made her a cult favorite, her angular features and piercing gaze setting her apart in a sea of Hollywood sameness. But as the years passed, the pressure to stay young and flawless began to reshape her face, literally. A series of cosmetic procedures left her looking drastically different, her once delicate features puffed and distorted. The transformation was jarring. Fans who remembered her ethereal beauty could hardly recognize her, and critics were merciless. Photos of her swollen cheeks and frozen smile circulated online, sparking waves of shock and sadness. What happened to Lara Flynn Boyle became a refrain whispered across entertainment blogs. Once admired for her natural allure, she had become another terrible example that chasing eternal youth can sometimes erase the very beauty that made you unforgettable. Number 7. Macaulay Culkin. He was once the most famous child in the world, the mischievous, wide-eyed boy who stole hearts in Home Alone. But growing up in the relentless glare of fame left deep scars. When the cameras stopped rolling, the boy wonder vanished into a turbulent adulthood marked by addiction rumors, estrangement, and burnout. By his late 20s, fans were stunned to see how drastically he'd changed. Gaunt, pale, and seemingly aged decades overnight. The cherubic child who once defined Christmas now looked like a ghost of himself. Critics wrote him off as another lost Hollywood soul. The public reaction was brutal, a mix of heartbreak, disbelief, and cruel fascination. But even as Macaulay began to rebuild, finding humor and peace in his eccentricity, his younger self felt better. Number 6. Val Kilmer. Popular as the magnetic leading man who brought Top Gun's Iceman and The Doors' Jim Morrison to life. His looks were legendary, his talent undeniable. But years of health struggles and a devastating battle with throat cancer transformed him completely. The confident, golden-haired star who once radiated vitality now speaks with the aid of a voice box, his face and neck marked by the toll of surgery and illness. When he began making public appearances again, fans were visibly shaken. Many couldn't reconcile the image of the handsome Hollywood rebel with the frail man before them. Critics, once divided over his career choices, spoke with newfound reverence, with some showing concern. In a documentary, Val revealed the pain, humility, and grace behind his transformation, leaving the world with mixed feelings. Number 5. Brendan Fraser. There was a time when Brendan Fraser was the ultimate Hollywood hero. Charming, athletic, and larger than life, in The Mummy and George of the Jungle. His infectious energy and boyish looks made him one of the most beloved stars of the late 90s and early 2000s. But the physical toll of years performing his own stunts, combined with personal struggles, career setbacks, and emotional hardship, left him broke, both inside and out. By his 40s, the once sculpted action star had gained significant weight, his posture stooped, his eyes weary. When photos of him resurfaced after years away from the spotlight, fans were stunned. What happened to Brendan Fraser trended online as critics mourned the loss of another Hollywood golden boy. Yet behind the changed appearance was a man who had endured unimaginable pain and fought his way back. His raw, emotional comeback in The Whale reminded the world that while his looks may have faded, his talent remained. Number 4. Gary Busey. In the 1970s, Gary Busey was one of Hollywood's most promising stars, charismatic, daring, and magnetic in the Buddy Holly story. But tragedy struck in 1988 when a near-fatal motorcycle accident caused severe brain trauma that changed him forever. The once handsome actor's face bore the scars of his ordeal, his wild-eyed expressions and unpredictable behavior becoming both his trademark and his downfall. Years of erratic interviews, bizarre public appearances, and visible aging turned him into a spectacle rather than a star. Fans who remembered his early brilliance could hardly recognize the man he became. Critics described his transformation as Hollywood's saddest evolution, from Oscar-nominated actor to reality TV curiosity. From that point onwards, his aging seems chaotic. Number 3. Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid was once a dependable and talented actor, the lovable oddball in National Lampoon's Vacation and the scene-stealing cousin Eddie everyone adored. But in later years, his story took a bizarre turn. His grizzled beard, disheveled hair, and wild-eyed public rants made him nearly unrecognizable. Once a respected character actor, Quaid spiraled into controversy with claims of Hollywood conspiracies and self-imposed exile in Canada. When images of his scruffy, aged appearance emerged, fans were shocked. The comedic favorite now looked like a man living on the edge of reality. Critics called his decline one of Hollywood's strangest falls from grace. His face, once full of mischief, now bore the weight of paranoia and disillusionment. Time and turmoil had not just aged him, they had consumed him. Number 2. Russell Crowe. In his prime, Russell Crowe was the very image of strength and intensity, the fierce warrior in Gladiator, the brooding genius in A Beautiful Mind. His rugged good looks and commanding presence made him a cinematic powerhouse. But the years, and perhaps a few indulgences, have softened the once sculpted star. Fans who remembered his lean, battle-ready physique were startled when Crowe reappeared noticeably heavier, grayer, and visibly aged. The man who once embodied raw masculinity now seemed to have surrendered to time's gravity. Social media buzzed with unflattering comparisons, but Crowe himself remains unbothered, even defiant. Number 1. Burt Lancaster. In the golden age of Hollywood, Burt Lancaster was the definition of a movie star, broad-shouldered, athletic, with a dazzling grin that could light up any screen. From Here to Eternity to Elmer Gantry, he exuded strength, confidence, and timeless masculinity. But as the decades passed, the once vibrant leading man began to show the signs of time. His once smooth face grew deeply lined, his fiery red hair turned silver, and his powerful physique gave way to frailty. Fans who had adored him in his youth were startled by how quickly age seemed to overtake the man who once seemed ageless. Critics remarked on the bittersweet sight of a legend confronting mortality with grace. Though his final years were marked by illness and quiet reflection, Lancaster never lost his dignity. His aging was terrible and tragic. Let's know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, like and share.